He is the first, he's the owner of mercy. He sent his messengers to warn his creatures.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه ومن اتبع هداه إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. كتاب التوحيد, chapter number 43. And the oath in Islam, do you know how many types are there? The types of oath, there are 3 types. Oath. Yameen, ghamoos. This type of oath, it is called Yameen Ghamoos. Literally, it means when you take this oath, there is no expiation for it except to be dipped into the hellfire. That's why it's called Ghamoos. Like what? Like to come to the court and testify that at this time, on this day, so-and-so was in my house and he slept in my house. Though he was not. He was somewhere else killing somebody. And you come and you gave the testimony and you bore witness that he was in your house. And the case was dismissed. Are you following? So this type of oath is called ghamoos. And there is no way you can expiate it and look for expiation except to be submerged and dipped and immersed in the hellfire. Is this clear? This is one type. The second type is called Yameen Mun'aqida. Yameen Mun'aqida, which means to take an oath, and when you took this oath, you meant it. It is intended oath. When you took the oath, you meant it. Like what? Like to say to your wife, I swear by Allah, you cannot visit your family. So this is Yameen Mun'aqida. Something has been tied in your heart. The intention is there, you meant it. And your wife should listen and should not visit her family. Or you say, by Allah, if you go to your family, or if you leave the house, you are divorced. Some husbands, they do say that. So this means you meant it. It is Yameen Mun'aqida. Wife should not leave the house, because if she steps outside, she will become what? Divorced. But it is a sin on your part. You cannot stop your wife from seeing her family, right? But you were angry and you said it. Is there any way? Is there a solution? Yes. You can expiate either by feeding 10 poor men or fasting 3 days. Because after you cool down, you regret. So you call the sheikh, what can I do? So you fast 3 days. Or feed 10 poor men. So this is the second type of oath. Are you following? The third type of oath is called Yameen Laghu. Yameen Laghu. Vain oath. This is maybe you don't have in your culture. For instance, to say, the Arabs, Wallah tfaddal. By Allah, welcome. Wallah, have a cup of tea. You don't mean to swear, but it is the nature of the language. Have you seen so-and-so? Wallah, I didn't see him. And you didn't mean to swear. So Allah said, this is laghu. You will not be held accountable, but it's better to avoid it. So how many types? 3 types. So now this chapter 43, what is said about the one who is not satisfied with an oath taken by Allah's name. Because if someone swears by Allah's name, you have to accept it. Ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma narrated that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لا تحلفوا بآبائكم من حلف بالله فليصدق ومن حلف له بالله فليرضى ومن لم يرضى فليس من الله. This hadith is sahih, Sunan ibn Majah. The meaning, Prophet ﷺ said, do not swear by your forefathers. Whoever swears by Allah, let him speak the truth. And the one of whom the oath is taken in the name of Allah should be satisfied with it. And whoever is not satisfied is not from the slaves of Allah. This authentic hadith, Sunan ibn Majah. First of all, we know now, swearing by other than Allah's name is a sin, and it is shirk. Remember the hadith in the previous chapter? Man halafa bi ghayri Allahi faqad ashraka aw kafar. Whoever swears by other than Allah's name has disbelieved and committed shirk. So to swear in the names of the forefather, it is a sin. It is a sin, and it is shirk or kufr. So here the Prophet ﷺ is forbidding us not to swear by the names of our forefathers, the forefathers. Whoever swears by Allah, let him speak the truth. And when you swear by Allah, you have to tell the truth. And when the one for whom the oath is taken in the name of Allah, someone swears, he swore by Allah's name, I have to be satisfied. I have to accept. This one whom I say that he owes me money, no, you don't owe me, I don't owe you any money. And he swore by Allah, I said, okay. You lied, and you cannot escape because Allah knows I will have it, I will get it. But when? On the day of recompense, on the day of resurrection, I will have it. And on that day, I will take from your good deeds, hasanat. So don't think that you are smart. No, you are not smart. If you escape here, you cannot escape there, because Allah knows. But I will be accepting that. And I will be content and I will be satisfied, because you swore in Allah's name. So I have to be satisfied. But if someone comes to me and he says, I swear in the name of Allah that you tell me your secrets. I swear in the name of Allah that you give me your money. What should I do? You are smiling, huh? Should I obey? No, I should not. Because you are asking something that is going to cause damage to me. Why should I tell you my secrets? Or why should I give you my wealth? As a matter of fact, by asking such a request, you have to be disciplined, because you are not allowed to ask such thing. Is this clear? So the hadith is talking about that we have to glorify Allah. So when His name is mentioned, like in the previous examples, I have to be content and satisfied and accept it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This brings us, my dear brothers and sisters, to the end of chapter 43 of Kitab Tawheed. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase our knowledge in the deen, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us steadfast in the deen, and may Allah unite our heart on the truth, and may Allah guide all the Muslims to the haqq. Ameen. So if you have any question related to the topic, don't hesitate to ask. Yes, brother.
Nowadays, there are many people who constantly swear by the name of Allah, and they are always they are liar. So should we trust them?
No. If he is known that he's a liar, and he's known by that, even in the Muslim court, he will not be accepted, because he is a liar. He is known that he is what? A liar. But if I don't know that he's a liar, for instance, I go to the shop, he's a Muslim, said, how much is this? He said, by Allah, it cost me this much. Okay, I took it, because I believed him. I found out later that he cheated me. Next time I will not come to him, right? And this shows that he's not smart. He's losing customers, right? He's losing customers. And I will tell all my friends, don't go to that shop. But if he's trustworthy, I'll be also bringing customers. See, when you are honest, Allah puts barakah in your business, commerce, and everything. But those who lie, they are actually stupid. They don't look for the future. Besides, it is a sin to keep lying. And the person will keep lying, telling lies, till Allah writes him as a liar. So if you mention his name, you say, oh, forget about him. Are you following? Forget about him, he's a liar. Everyone knows. Even if he tells the truth, no one will believe him. You know that? No one will believe him because now he's known that he's what? A liar. But if he's trustworthy, the moment you mention his name, you say, you can't count on that. This man is trustworthy. Whatever he says, it is true. Any questions?
Assalamu alaikum. Can a man take swear for the benefit of Islam?
This is a good question. This is a beautiful question. Can someone, for the sake of bringing reconciliation, you know that the Prophet ﷺ said there are exceptions. There are cases where you can lie and it is okay. Like the Prophet ﷺ mentioned in the war, battlefield. You can lie to your enemies to deceive them. That's number one. That's okay. Number two, to lie to your wife. Whoa, you are the most beautiful woman in the world. Believe me, you are glorious. You are marvelous. And women, they like that. And she knows you are lying, huh? This is the beauty about it. She knows you are lying, but she likes it. Rather telling her the truth, you are horrible. Huh? So, because this, and she will tell you are the most handsome man. And you like it, though you are not the most handsome man. So this is permissible, okay? To tell your wife that. Or two brothers, they're not talking to each other. They're not talking to each other. So you went to one of them and said, you know, your brother, really he wants to normalize the relationship. And he's missing you. And he's sorry for what happened. He said, really? Yes. And you go to the other one and say the same thing and you bring them together. This is permissible. Or you save the life of someone. A criminal is chasing a man with his gun, his pistol. So this man, he said, please save me, hide me. He said, okay, go inside. I'm at the door of my house. The criminal arrived. Did you see anyone? No. In that case, you saved the life of the man. Are you following? So there are certain cases where there are exceptions. But exception always is not the rule. An exception is an exception. And the one who allowed these exceptions, Allah himself, through his Prophet ﷺ. Are you following? My dear brothers and sisters, and dear viewers, we have completed chapter number 43 of Kitab Tawheed, and we will be starting, inshallah, chapter number 44 of Kitab Tawheed after the break. Looking forward to seeing you. Till then, fi amanillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Keep them his messenger. Welcome,
I'm Abdurrahim Green, and I'm wishing all the viewers of Peace TV a blessed Ramadan.
This Ramadan.
Welcome, O Ramadan.
Ramadan, the month of blessings. Suhr, Iftar, Taraweeh, Laylatul Qadr, I'tikaf, Eid al-Fitr, and many other practices that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, did in this month of fasting. I'll be there for you throughout this glorious month of Ramadan. Let's make it more fruitful and reward-worthy. Share a date with me every day throughout this month of Ramadan.
Watch 1-hour exclusive episodes. Ramadan, a date with Dr. Zakir, tonight at 7:30 p.m. and repeat telecast at 11:30 a.m. Saudi Arabia on Peace TV.
His messenger.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walah, wa man ittaba'a hudah ila yawm ad-din, amma ba'd. My dear brothers and sisters, Kitab Tawheed, chapter number 44. How it is to say what Allah may will and you may will. So this chapter is going to talk about when you say what Allah wills and what you will. And if you recall, yesterday we mentioned that our wills are totally dependent upon Allah's. What I will, if Allah wills it not, will not happen. Are you following? So the will of the human being is not independent of Allah's, because nothing happens in Allah's kingdom without His will, either the universal or the legal. Are you following? Good. Qutayla radiallahu anhu narrated, and this hadith is in Nasai and it is Sahih, أن يهوديا أتى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال إنكم تشركون تقولون ما شاء الله وشئت وتقولون والكعبة فأمرهم النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم إذا أرادوا أن يحلفوا أن يقولوا ورب الكعبة وأن يقولوا ما شاء الله ثم شئت. A Jew came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, your people commit shirk when they say, by the will of Allah and also with your will, and say, by the Kaaba. Thereafter, the Prophet ﷺ commanded the companions swear by saying, by the Rabb, the Lord of the Kaaba, and to say, by the will of Allah, then with your will. This is in Nasai and it is authentic hadith. Now, this Jew, Yahudi, came and told the Prophet ﷺ that you people, Muslims, you commit shirk. Which means the Jews, they know the shirk. They are aware of that. The Sahaba, they used to say what you will and what Allah wills. They used to say, they swear by the Kaaba. Now, remember, they just came from Jahiliyyah. And that's what they were used to. So, the Prophet ﷺ, when he heard the Jew saying that, he told the Sahaba, because till that moment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not command his Prophet to rectify and correct the companions. So now Allah sent this Jew to remind the Muslims. And the Prophet ﷺ, he sanctioned and approved of what the Jew said. Are you following? This means also that when someone tells us the haqq, the truth, we should not reject it, even if he is not a Muslim. A Jew is not a Muslim, but what he said is correct. So the Prophet ﷺ, he accepted it. And he told the Sahaba, you should not swear by the Kaaba. And you have to say, وَرَبِّ الْكَعْبَةِ, by the Lord of the Kaaba. You don't swear by the Kaaba, but by the Lord of the Kaaba. You don't say what Allah wills and what you will. You say what Allah wills and then what you will, because your will is totally dependent upon Allah's. So we don't use this conjunction and wa. We use then, ba'd, or thumma. Are you following? So never use the conjunction and, because we mentioned and explained before. When you say and, that means the action is shared, right? I came with so and so. That means both of us came together. But I came, then he came. That means the action is not shared. When you say and, that means this necessitates the issue of sharing. Is this clear? So here the Prophet ﷺ corrected the Sahaba, and he approved of what the Jew said. And he told them, then you don't swear by the Kaaba. So swearing by other than Allah, as you know, it's a form of shirk, and it is minor shirk, and it can be also major shirk, depending on the intention of the person himself. Are you following? Also, An-Nasa'i reported the hadith of Abdullah ibn Abbas. And this is Sahih in Nasa'i and also in Adab al-Mufrad by Bukhari. أن رجلا قال للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ما شاء الله وشئت فقال أجعلتني لله ندا ما شاء الله وحده. Once a man came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, with the will of Allah and also with your will. He ﷺ then said, have you made me an associate with Allah? Rather, it is what Allah alone wills. So now the man came and he said, Ma sha Allahu wa shi'ta, what Allah wills and what you will. He said, no, you made me equal to Allah. You made me a partner with Allah. You made me an associate with Allah. Say what Allah wills only. But because what I will not necessarily will happen, right? I want this to happen, I want that. Remember what Imam Shafi'i said? Ma shi'ta kana wa illam asha. What you will happen, even if I don't want it to happen. Wa ma shi'tu illam tasha lam yakun. And what I want, if you don't will it, it will not happen. Are you following? So here the Prophet ﷺ, he corrected this man. That means the Prophet ﷺ, he would not tolerate, and you are going to know in the coming chapters, he would not tolerate when it comes to the matters of shirk. He would correct them. Like in the previous hadith, some narration that the Prophet ﷺ wanted to correct them, but he was waiting for something to tell him to say so. So now Allah sent this Jew. Are you following? He sent the Jew. So here the Prophet ﷺ, he corrected them and he told them what I was reluctant to tell you, and now this Jew came and you should not say these things, etc. And of course Allah sanctioned that. Because remember, the Prophet ﷺ, وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. The Prophet ﷺ does not speak out of his own desire. My dear brothers and sisters, and dear viewers, we'll be continuing, inshallah, Kitab Tawheed, chapter number 44. In the coming episode, looking forward to seeing you. Till then, fi amanillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.